So, astrology test number 12 answers. I give you a chart of Gemini ascendant, and I said Moon and Jupiter are in the 8th house, while Mars is in the 11th house in the sign of Aries. And Moon and Jupiter are in Capricorn. And Moon and Jupiter are both at 25 degrees Capricorn. And just based on these simple things, I asked how is this person Dasha is going to be. And even though there are a lot more things you would notice, you would look for once I complete this answer, but I was just giving one layer of it, as you know. But many of you kind of missed a point. Many of you missed a point, except I think, what was her name? Lady 10,008. That's what I think. Her screen name is Lady 10,008. Was the first one to get this, somewhat right. Actually, she did get it right, I would say. And this is the reason why I'm trying to, tell you guys all the time to not just look at the placement of the planets in the house and the sign they're in and start predicting, oh, it's in the 8th house, so they're going to deal with a lot of problems with the in-laws and joint assets. And since Jupiter debilitated, so the finance of joint assets will not be good and the marriage will not be good. But think about it. Think about it. You're just, for a minute, 1 second, think about it. Whoever was born with this alignment, they must have had about, 10,000-50,000 people just in that city being born that day. Or let's forget even 10,000-15,000. Let's say 1,000 babies were born in the same city, okay, at that day, with the same alignment. Do you think that those 1,000 babies will experience exactly what this person is experiencing, like a bad marriage, bad assets, accidents, and ill health at the exact same time? No. And this is what I've been trying to tell you, that don't just look at these two things, house placement and sign. Look at the nakshatra as well. That's why I gave the degrees for you guys to know. But I think you guys took the degree as a late degree, that it's an old planet because they're in the old stages. And that is good. You notice that okay, they are going towards the old age, but they're in the mature stages. Still 25 degrees is still considered mature age. So they're a very mature planet. So this person, you can see the first thing is that they're very disciplined. They're very disciplined. They're not just like about, joking around and making life a fun thing. For them, life is like a serious thing, serious business. But more so, you should have looked at the nakshatra lord. And in our case, the nakshatra lord was Mars in Capricorn. In the sign of Capricorn, at the degrees they were at, was nakshatra ruled by Mars. And where's Mars is sitting? In the 11th house of gains in his own sign. So when Moon and Jupiter Dasha will come, they will not just give the results of the 8th house. They actually may not give the results of the 8th house. The most important thing to look at is the nakshatra. The results will be the house controlled by Mars, which is the 11th house. And Mars is ruling the 6th house as well. Okay? 6th house and the 11th house. So they could get the result of 11th house, 6th house, along with the 8th house. So that means this person's Dasha, and we don't know what sublord Mars is in, what the sublord of Mars is, which I'll discuss what I mean by this. But just looking at Mars being in the 11th house, you can see this person could gain a lot of sudden wealth in their life. They can win a lottery, or if they were to do business with their in-laws, or or if they had a wife involved in their business and finance, this person can get a lot of money. So even if Jupiter is debilitated, you cannot tell me that if there are 2,000 people born with Jupiter being debilitated in 1 year alone, when Jupiter is debilitated for 1 year, because he's in each sign for 1 year. So you're telling in that 1 year, and since ascendant change signs every 2.5 hours, and let's say Jupiter comes into the 8th house for one time in a day for 2.5 hours, which equals to 700 hours. So you're saying for 700 hours, each time Jupiter comes into the 8th house, and whoever's born in there will have ill wealth and bad relationships and bad marriages with their wives. And that's not the case. And this is why once I did the research, I'm like, yeah, that is true. Because once I was predicting with a normal, system, I wasn't getting the accurate result, because in order to study Parashara system, you have to be really, 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 really good at it. You have to just know. In Parashara system, they go by saying that, okay, if Jupiter is in the 8th house, Saturn is looking over in the 2nd house, while Sun is in the air sign, this person's going to have a bad Jupiter Dasha. Now, imagine that complicated system of technique that really requires a very well-versed mind. I'll say that, But let's say, if you wanted to make astrology like an ABCD kind of thing, easy where people like you and me can understand, that's when you apply the KP system. Okay, that's where you can see that when you see the nakshatra and the nakshatra lord and the nakshatra sublord and the sub-sublord, you see why two people don't have the same life, because of the fact, their timing has changed, their coordinates have changed of their planets. And so this is why it's important to see that the KP system, okay, that shows these house placements and which houses is being controlled. So in conclusion, this person actually will get good results in their dashas, especially with Moon and Jupiter. And of course, if you saw the other planetary alignments and the sublord and the sub-sublord, you'll understand why. But I just wanted to get you guys to thinking like I think, or some other people think, when they look at a chart. And that's what the main purpose is. So maybe next time, next test, I might actually, give you some other complicated things to look at. But just make sure, keep this analysis in mind. All right. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe above. And also remember, guys, after this video, I'm going to be uploading a video on KP astrology system, hopefully within 2-3 hours of uploading this one. So look out for that. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe above. And if you want to know more about astrology, check out my link below, my website, and my book there will help you, Astrology at the Speed of Light. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.